Okay, what I've done, guys, is I've decided to do a video, and this video really is to try to help as many people as I can. I'm hearing a lot about people struggling with their mental health and anxiety, and just trying to cope with the whole lockdown situation. Okay, just to give you a little heads up on me or my background. So I'm not just some sort of Joe Bloggs off the street or some water mitty. I spent 9 years in a British Paratrooper regiment. Okay, I did tours of Northern Ireland, Kosovo and Iraq, and then I worked out in the security sector, okay, doing private security out in Iraq, and I spent about 5 years doing anti-piracy work out in the Gulf of Aden and off the east coast of Africa, Indian Ocean area. Okay, so I am pretty used to being locked down, put into a confined space for long periods of time. Okay, so what I wanted to do today is give you some tips, give you just some thought, some food for thought of how to sort of like get yourself through this without going completely mental. Okay, so what I've targeted down is staying sane during the lockdown. Now obviously this is my first lockdown that I've done with my children, which is a different story, so that's been a new challenge, but I'll give you some tips on that as well, which I'm still just playing around with. So with any sort of change to our life, change to our routine, it normally takes about 2 to 3 weeks. Now normally what we do when we get deployed, the first week would be, wherever we went, would always be the worst. It would always be the slowest. You get there, you unpack your bags, and then it'll hit you. You're like, oh gee, I'm going to be stuck in this small little confined space for a long period of time. So it would normally hit you then, and normally drag that first week. I would suggest probably the second week would probably be more so for you guys, because the first week's a bit of novelty, sort of, everyone's going off trying to teach their kids and stuff, and then the second week reality starts to kick in. Third week you can sort of start to put in some motions, like we would start to put into it. It'd take us, like I say, it'd take us 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get our routine in. Once the routine kicks in, time starts to fly then, and you've got your day structured, and that is the key. Okay, so it does normally take 2 to 3 weeks to get into these habits. Like I say, the reason I've done this video is because I keep hearing habits, motivation, etc., on Instagram, Facebook, and all these other social media sites, but no one's really digging deep into it and explaining what they mean by it and how you can create these habits. Okay, what I wanted to do is try to simplify it. Okay, so it's just easier to remember, and just I like visual stuff, so I always do a pyramid. Pyramid's quite good for me, and hopefully it's quite good for you to understand, and it's easy to get across. So with the pyramid, the base is always the strongest point. Okay, that's our foundation. Everything builds off that, and then we get to the peak and everything should be fine. Okay, so we've got a good foundation, then we're good to go. Okay, and my biggest thing here is sleep. Okay, so I think sleep's the most important thing. Yeah, if we can get this right, then everything else will start to fall into place, or be a bit easier to get into place. So again, going back to my military days, sleep deprivation, interrogation, would you deprive someone of their sleep, we could quite easily get a lot of information out of someone. Or just depriving soldiers without their sleep and putting them onto operations and stuff, it really forces people to be in a difficult situation. Okay, so sleep is really like the foundation here. I'm saying here roughly about 7 to 8 hours. Some people work off 6. I wouldn't suggest more than 8 really, but everyone's different, and you have to sort of play by and sort of trial and error as the sleep goes. I'm pretty good on 7, but any more than that, then I start to feel tired. Any less than that, and I feel a bit groggy. Okay, so what I wouldn't worry about at the moment is trying to get your sleeping pattern. I wouldn't worry about going to bed. Okay, ideally we want to be going to bed in the evening and not the early hours of the morning. But at first, just to get your routine in, I would suggest, and I do this all the time, I'll get up at the same time every day. Even on a Sunday, I'll get up at the same time. Even if that means on the Sunday you get up and you do nothing, just get up, have a coffee, read a book, or watch that film that you wanted to watch that evening. Okay, we're lucky now we can record everything, so you can record that and then get up in the morning and watch it. So I would suggest that, get up at the same time every day, and then you'll find that you'll start to feel tired in the evening, and then we start to get into a pattern of going to bed at the same time. Okay, but first start off with getting up at the same time. I've done this a lot. This is probably the first thing I would start on as soon as I got deployed onto ship. My first routine would be getting up in the morning. Going on board the ship. I would start. That would be my first thing in the morning. Get up nice and early, and then the day starts off from there. And I should start feeling. No matter what time I got on board, if it was a late one, I'd still get up early. So then I'd start straight into that rhythm, because this is the first thing I want to get done straight away. I want to get my sleeping habits in place. So same time every day. No caffeine after 1 p.m, and that'll make it a little bit easier for you to get to sleep in the evening. And your phones. So 1 to 2 hours before bed, no phones. So you've got that blue light, and that starts to have an effect on our circadian rhythm. So circadian rhythm, and this is a sort of daytime, nighttime clock that we have naturally in our body. The light, the blue light from that, makes our brain think it's daytime, and then we struggle to get to bed. Okay, there's a bit more science behind that, but I'm not going to go into that now. So key things was, as soon as you get to finish this video, guys, that's if you really take away anything, let's get your sleep into order. Okay, so get up at the same time. That's my top tip. Yeah. So we're on the sleep. The reason I haven't put food before sleep, you'll see a lot of nutritionists and a lot of people saying nutrition should be first, but I don't think if your sleeping's not right, you're going to eat right. I know through personal experiences that if I haven't slept well, caffeine and sugar is the only thing that keeps me through the day. Okay, so then again, that is my nutrition out the window. So next thing we'll talk about is food. So during this lockdown period, we're at home a lot. We're going to the fridge a lot. We're going to the cupboard a lot, snacking. It is hard. I'm not going to say don't do it. All I'm going to say is we're going to have to try and limit it a bit. Okay, and a good way of doing that is a 12-hour eating window and 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So you've got day and night. Circadian, that goes into our natural body circadian rhythm. Okay, so the scientists reckon that we've got a natural rhythm in our body that that with day and night. So it's good to be eating during the day and probably not so good at night, and that again affects the sleep as well. So if you can get into that, at least then you're not snacking in the evening as well. Even if it's the science behind this is great. But even if you don't believe in the science, at least I stop eating at 6 p.m. Okay, and then I don't eat again until 8 o'clock after I've exercised in the morning. Right? But you can obviously eat 6 in the morning if you stop at 6. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. That's what I would suggest. Okay, you've got other means, which is the fasting, which is 16 and 8, and I've done that as well, and I'll get on really well with the fasting. But fasting, you need to be busy sometimes. Sometimes you get hungry, you need to take your mind off it. And it's quite hard when we're in a lockdown situation like this. So I find 12 and 12 is quite a sustainable routine. And like I say, again, it stops you eating in the evening. And last thing I'll say on food is sort of keep your sugar low. So less sugar in your tea, less cakes and creams and chocolate and stuff like that. Really try to limit it down. If you want it, you know, once you start to get into a routine, we can start talking about what sort of foods we should be eating. So vegetables, protein, and fats and stuff like that. But I think for the time being, to get you started, I think circadian rhythm, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and just try to lower some of the sugar intake that you're having. Okay, cool. So that takes us next on to the next part of the pyramid, which is exercise. Now this is highly recommended for your mental health. Okay, whenever we got deployed, or whenever like I was on ship, the first thing I would try, when I was offshore manager, the first thing I would do was try to get some sort of exercise equipment on there, be that a kettlebell or some push-up bars or something. And same when I was in the army, whenever we got in there, they'd normally try to make sure that the guys had some sort of exercise equipment, because they know how important it is for your mental health, exercise. Obviously after you've done exercise, you release endorphins, which obviously it's like a drug effect. You feel really happy afterwards. That's why I'm going to this bit now. So the kind of exercise that you're looking for to get those endorphins is somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week, okay, depending on your fitness level. And it doesn't have to be flat out, just needs to be something that's going to get your heart rate up, okay. I totally wouldn't go against going for a walk and stuff like that, but I wouldn't class this as your 3 to 5 times a week, sorry. What I would class that as well is just that is going out and walking is brilliant for a kind of meditation, because it really clears the head, it lets you have time to think, and you're obviously getting fresh air. But we want something to get your heart rate up, okay, get you sweaty, and then get you feel like that, release those endorphins at the end, so you feel really good about yourself, really a sense of achievement. Okay, so that's the sort of exercise you need. Now whether that's running, kettlebell swings, or some sort of like HIIT class, then that's what that's what I'm sort of recommending for your exercise. Okay, so with the next one, guys, we've got the meditation. So this is something that I didn't really do much in the military. I started doing this towards the end of my private security career. Okay, I started working with a few SBS guys and a couple of SAS guys as well, who were really keen on at least getting 10 minutes a day of meditation, just to clear the head. A lot of the time that we were doing were like breathing cycles, and I'm going to put a video out later on box breathing, which is a very simple method, but it's laying down flat on your back and breathing through your nose in and out. But what you're doing is you're taking 4 to 5 seconds to breathe in, really fill your lungs up, holding for 4 to 5 seconds, then releasing. This is all going through your nostril, and then releasing right out for 5 seconds, holding at the bottom for 5, and then continue that cycle round. That's the box breathing. Now I really recommend that, and taking that 10 minutes a day out on your own, away from everyone, away from the family, and that will just help you mentally, and just help you clear your mind, basically give you a bit of headspace. That's another one as well. If you're looking for apps, Headspace is a really good one. They do a 10-day trial. That's really good. I've tried that a couple of times. That's good. But like I say, box breathing, anything that's going to clear your head, okay? Even the walking, 10-minute walk, but don't include it as part of your 3 to 5 days a week. Cool. Okay, and then you've got the relax. So the relax are things that you will want to do, okay? So that's films, box sets, read a book, and I totally get it. I know I put it up here, but I think if it's the other way around and all we do all day is sit and watch films and read a book and box sets, etc., and then you're going to feel pretty shitty about yourself after about 2 weeks in. Okay, so let's flip that back round, get the relax at the end. Okay, this is a great time towards the end of the day. You've achieved all your other goals. Yeah, you feel good about yourself. Now you have a treat, not treat as in chocolate or anything. Just sit down, watch a film, escape from everything, yeah, take yourself away from the whole situation, relax and watch a film or a box set. If you're watching box sets, guys, I wouldn't recommend binging. Okay, constantly watching it over and over again. Before you know it, it's 1 in the morning, maybe later, and then you're going to struggle to get up. Okay, so really try to limit how many you're going to watch. Almost treat it like it's a series that's on the telly, so you have to wait a week to watch it. But you don't have to wait a week, but you can wait 2 or 3 days for it rather than just binging it. Okay, a book is a great way is to start to get you ready for bed. Okay, cool. So like I said, all I wanted to do then was just give you some ideas of, for me this is quite straightforward, and for some of you it may be, but I've been speaking to a couple of people the last few days and this is all new to them, so that's why, hence this is why I want to do the video. So if it does help even one person, that's great. But yeah, if you've have any questions, put them down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. I will start putting some more information up if people want it. Like I say, just chuck a comment in, and if there's something you are struggling with, I'll give you my email address and message me, or we could even do a Zoom call. Whatever, guys, I'm here to help. Like I said, I know what it's like sitting in lockdown for long periods of time, and how that can affect your mental health if you don't get this pyramid squared away. Okay, so like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope it's been useful. Thank you very much. Have a good day.